Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craft for today, week 19 of the CCT 52 challenge. Main thing to remember, no rules, just guidelines. It's just a little something to help you come up with a project to do. Maybe you're having a little bit of a mojo issue and you're not sure what to make. You could just do the challenge and get you going. So green dice going to tell me what I got to make, and red is going to be for the prompts. Ooh, we get a wild card. So we can make whatever we want, and we only need 2 prompts. We got an easy week this week. So here is all the prompts that I have left. Still got lots. So let's see, what do we got here? We got 1 and we got 2. So we have seam binding and a ruler. Okay, well that's kind of interesting combination. And we get to do the wild card. So let me go, and I'm going to find some seam binding and a ruler. Shouldn't take me too long to find 2 things, but I need to decide what I'm going to make. That might be a little bit harder. I'm going to find something that's going to fit into my binder, of course. So I'm going to be right back with the stuff to do my project. Okay, I've gathered up my stuff. Didn't take me long. For my ruler, I've got this like a ribbon cloth type stuff. Somebody sent me this a long time ago. They sent me a nice big chunk of it, and I haven't even used it yet. So I'm going to use that. Got some brown seam binding. Got this as an extra item. And I'm going to do an edging on this page for in the journal. I thought this brown would go good with kind of the brown on the leaves. The sides just kind of tea-dyed. So let's get started. Now I've got my glue gun for this. And I am going to start. And this is actually going to be a fairly easy project. I hope, I think. We'll find out. I'm going to start. I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of glue on the end here. And I'm going to have this, the seam binding, stick out about half the way. I've just started crinkling my seam binding this way when I'm doing it on a project, and I kind of like it. It is a little bit time consuming in some ways. Just trying to get that hair glue off of there. Let's put, okay, so let's just put a little bit at a time down, and I'm just going to bunch it up just like this. And I'm just going to do that. One thing I hate about glue guns is the hair that you get from it. Okay, let's just push this up. Can't do very much glue at a time because otherwise then it just doesn't stick. If you don't put a lot of glue on, then it's not, it doesn't go through your cloth or whatever. So it's just going to get crumpled up like that all the way along the page. I know this is going to take me a little bit to get this done, but not much I can do about that because it is going along the whole page. See, and even this, like my glue came all the way down to here, but I only got a couple things. So I need to not even put on that much. I just need to do like maybe an inch at a time. But it gives it a really nice crinkled effect. Can't really see what I'm doing when I've got my hands in the way. But like an inch of glue, and then just use my nail and push it up. The odd time you get it showing through, but not often, because all the ruffle part of it tends to just cover all that up. I suppose you could use something other than your nail if you don't have nails, but I haven't really thought about what else I would use. And I'm just going to keep going. I've been doing this on like tags and whatnot. Tags, of course, are way easier because you don't have as much to do. So far, so good. I know, not really exciting watching this. It's kind of like watching paint dry. Probably once I got better at this, might be able to do like a bigger section at one time. I don't very often use hot glue, but for something like this, it does work good. So I hope you're playing along with this challenge, and I do hope that you're entering your pictures over on the Facebook group, so then I can enter you in to win a monthly digital kit. All you got to do to enter is enter a picture of your project in the Facebook group under the posting that I've made for this video. So you can even go back and if you submit a picture for week number 1, you can still enter, I'll still enter your name to win. And if you don't do Facebook, then let me know on YouTube here or on Instagram, and I'll keep an eye out, or let me know when you make a project, and then I'll still enter your name in. I love seeing pictures of what people are making. And as well as, using a freebie that I've put out. I'd love to see what people have made and whatnot with the freebies. It's always fun seeing everybody's creativeness. Almost to the end of the page. Getting really close. Push my glue hairs off to the side. It's one thing with hot glue is it does dry really fast. You don't get much playtime with it at all. But when you want something to stick quick, this is a good way to go. Okay. And let's cut this at an angle. And let's just make sure we got this. I think just one little more dab of glue. Right on the end. Push that up a bit somehow. Okay, so there is that. Let's just trim this up a bit. Okay, so there is step 1. Now what I'm thinking is I was gonna put this down not quite sure how, if I want to put it there or on top. I actually should have put this down and then put this here, but that's okay. I think it will be all right. Or maybe what I can do, after I put that down, I could put a second row of this down. That might be a little too much. Okay, let's just put this down, and I'm just going to run it along the closest I can get there. I think that'll be okay. If I was to do this again, I would put this down and then this, and have the edge of this just over top of that. Okay, let's put just a dab of glue. Come on, just a little bit. Just a dab of glue right like that. Now I don't need to glue this like down really hard. So I'm just going to do like a dab of glue every inch or so. Okay. You can feel the glue hairs. I guess I can just kind of do that. Put this down. Like that. And keep going down to the end. There we go, we're almost done. For this part, we're almost done. There we go. I think that will do fine. Let's trim this off right at the end of the page. Okay, there we go. And then what I want to do with this is I'm going to put this right, like just at the top of the numbers. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a zigzag stitch on top of this. So I do want to glue this down enough to hold it. So just a little dab of glue right above the numbers. And I'm going to put some, just a few places, just I want to hold it down so it's in place so I can stitch it down. Just kind of like that. And I'm only doing this just to add an extra layer. I felt kind of bad only getting 2 prompts this week. So this was gonna just add an extra little okay. And there is that down. Now I'm thinking to stitch this down. Thinking on trying to pick out a blue or a bluish gray. Tie that color in. So I've got, like, this is just one container of embroidery floss. I used to do a lot of cross stitch. So I have tons of embroidery floss. And just trying to find, I mean, I got tons of other colors. This is just the one I keep by my desk. Maybe something like that, kind of a dirty blue. I don't have a ton of blues in here. That one might go okay because of the fact that once I use just one strand, it should be okay. So let's just use that one. Now I'm not going to do the stitching on camera. Not that I can't, it's just, it takes a while and it gets kind of boring. But I will show you, and I've shown this in a number of videos. I have my piece of foam, and I use this. Now this is a Stampin' Up thing. Do not believe they make this anymore, but you still can find them secondhand on like Facebook and whatnot. But I use these grid lines. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just show you what I will do, and then I'll do it off camera and then I'll show you. I have my handy dandy, it's a cork with a sewing needle in it. And over time, the sewing needle gets pushed further and further into the cork. It almost feels like it might be starting to push through right there. But that's what I use. And I will just line this up, putting, let's see, not sure how well you can see the holes. But I'm going to put one line of the holes on one side of the string and the other ones on the other side, and I'm just going to do a zigzag. So I will just hold that directly over. I'll line it up kind of with the top. And then I will start going in that one, that one, that one. So I'm just going to poke my holes along all the way to the end. Now you can see the hole marks on this side. And then because of this ribbon slash tape measure is on this side, it's going to be a little harder to see my holes. But if I lift this up and I shine it towards my light, I can see my holes. Now I know for sure that you won't see them. But when I'm sewing this, I'll just hold that up and then I can see where to go through that. So I'm going to do the holes, I'm going to stitch it, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the finished project of it being stitched. Okay, so I'm on the last couple of stitches. Now I go all the way down and then I come all the way back. So I do one, all my stitches are going this way, and then when I come back, they're all going the other way, because then that way I get a nice zigzag stitch on both sides of what I'm working on. I like them to be nice on both sides. And coming back this way, it's easy to see where my stitches exactly are. And this has taken me about 20 minutes off of camera to get this far. So I don't think that's too bad, because I don't have a dedicated space for my sewing machine. It's a bit of a chore to, you know, plug it in, set it up, etc. and all that. So this way I just find it just as easy. Now I'm just going to tie this, and I'm going to do 3 knots. I always do 3. Two to hold it and 1 for good measure. And then I'm going to take my art glitter glue and just one little dot just on the end, just where the knot is. It just gives it a little bit extra security. Now I will eventually cut that off. So now you can see the ribbon and the stitching with that little piece of thread. I think it turned out really cute. I kind of like it. As I say, if I did it again, I would put the tape measure down first and then put this, so then it was kind of even. But as it turned out, it looks totally fine. And now I'm going to find the ends of all my projects here, which should be right about here, because this is where this page is gonna go. Sort of an easy week, even though it took a while. And we have our border. We can add something else to this page or just leave it. I kind of like it. Easy week, seam binding, and a ruler. And there we have it. So I look forward to seeing what you roll the dice, or if you use my prompts, and love seeing the projects. Love, love, love that part. So check out the link, subscribe, you know, like button, share, all that stuff if you like, and we will see you again. Bye for now.